Hello, it's Empress Rose and welcome to our collective reading. I'm just going to see what the cards have for us today. General reading. Take what works, leave what doesn't. Okay. All right. Well, we have the Knight. Don't worry about the unknown. There's something sort of spiritual, there's some safety, there's something in the unknown. Don't worry about what you can't see. There is a whole like blank area where you can't see something. Darkness, smoke. But it usually comes with a message of don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the night. Don't be afraid of the dark. Don't be afraid of the unknown. So let's see what else we have here. Okay, that one. Okay. All right. Okay, well, we have two new moons as if to sort of reiterate the unknown nature of that which lies in front of us. So it must be something that is not part of our routine, part of our normal life. That is, we're talking about something here that we wouldn't have predicted because it's this unknown. And we're not to be afraid of the unknown, but we're being alerted that there is an unknown. A new start is coming. So this is just the new moon straight up. So look at all that unknown there. There's a big ball of unknown. So yeah, so don't be afraid of that. New start where we just don't know where this is going. We don't know what all is going to happen. Are we in this for the lessons? Are we in this? Is this just a whole new era or phase of our life? Like, there's a whole new unknown. I don't know how big it is, but this is the new moon, and it's just straight new moon. It's not even saying like these other ones where new moon in Taurus is like, all right, with some sort of work issue or financial issue, we don't know. We don't know what the future holds at all. I guess you're being reminded of that. Like, you don't know what the future holds. A new start is coming, some sort of renewal, some sort of yeah, it seems very unknown. Well, and hopefully these cards will illuminate it a little more. But right now, I just feel like we're just being told there's a big thing that we don't know about. Prosperity lies ahead. So that's, it could be work. It could be work related. It could be a new job. It could be, yeah, there's just something having to do with money, either the way you earn money, the way you receive money, the way you create wealth in your life. So there's a new way of doing that. Conclusions are within reach. Okay, this is fascinating because we have a new start coming and we have something sort of closing off. Concluding, it can be like conclusions or decisions. Decisions are coming up. Decisions are being made. You will see where this is going, and you will also see where this is not going. This always feels like, well, like a jail slamming shut on something, right? Once we make the decision, then the options close off. So if we were thinking, I'm seeing sort of like a Seven of Cups vibe here, and we're thinking that like once we decide which of those cups, so Seven of Cups usually has like several different cups, and then we're selecting from them. Once we make our decision and conclude something and conclude the decision-making process, once we do that and we select the cup, this is me selecting the cup. Once we select the cup, then the other doors close. And now this is the one we're going down. So some sort of decision is being made. Maybe you're the one making the decision or concluding something. Really? Oh my goodness. Okay. Wow, these two coming out together are very interesting because again, this is the unknown. This is this unknown. Maybe the unknown is like a secret. But don't be afraid of the secret. It's a good secret. But there's this dark new moon energy, and then we have secrets and can you hear me? So we have this like lack of communication or very difficult communication or not feeling heard. And it's like a communication black hole here where either we haven't received a response yet. That would be because decisions and conclusions are being made right now. We haven't heard back. Something seems very private, very secret here. Right? The whole thing of the secret is this whole thing you don't know anything about. So there's something you don't know anything about. Maybe there's a secret you're holding on to about some sort of new, fresh start, something new that you're doing. So anyway, the secret, somebody has the capacity and the ability to open up about the secret. There are these keys here. And as we're talking right now, my mail is being delivered. I can hear the little lock box opening. And so it's reminding me of this like messages being delivered. But we have, this is just blocked. Something's been blocked. Maybe check your spam folder or something. Or did you change your address? Did you move and not change your address? What's going on here? Because it just seems like something's not getting through. There's a message and it's not getting through. And it's either because it's like you're asking for something and someone's not telling you something. You're frustrated about something, some sort of communication. This is, can you hear me? So this is just like this frustrated communication of trying to, maybe you've communicated. It sounds like somebody here's communicated and they're not hearing back. They're just like, what is this? It's just crickets. There's an impatience here. So like they've already come out here to communicate. There's an impatience. There's a lot of growth though. There's a desire for, I think, mature communication about emotions, about feelings. And it's just this frustration of like either you've communicated maturely and no one seems to hear you or be aware or have listened at all, or there's just no response and you're just sitting here like, am I just listening to my own echo here? Like, can you hear me? Are you hearing anything? Is anybody out there? And then it's reminding me of the YouTube problems. A bunch of people I follow are really, their channels have just suddenly started struggling. And they've put out these videos like pleading like, hey, what is going on? Like, I've built my career doing this for 10 years and I don't understand what's going on here. Why this sudden turn? So that's what it's reminding me of, is just this like, I don't understand. I think there's just this question of what is going on. How come I'm not hearing anything? How come I'm not hearing from somebody? There's a secret afoot. And that could be why. There's just, I don't even think that there's a secret. I think it's just like an unknown, because we have the night here. And this is, don't be afraid of the unknown. There's like smoke and mirrors and darkness and lack of communication. And these both talk about lack of communication. And this is like, don't be afraid about what's not being told to you, what you don't know. Don't be afraid of it, because there's something new is coming. And I feel like my sensation with this card is that you might not actually be part of this. You might not be part of the conclusions or the decisions being made behind closed doors, behind locked doors. There are decisions being made. You're not privy to that situation, to what's going on. There are secrets around you. You might be frustrated by something. It does have to do with perhaps work, perhaps your money situation, but there is this fresh start coming. Oh, we already did that one. All right. I don't know. There were just 4 oracle decks that wanted to talk, and I was like, do we have time for this? 4 oracle decks? But I'm glad because these ones, this one was the one that came in at the last minute, and they're all talking and reiterating, and this one comes with the message of don't be afraid. And so I'm glad because these two together could be very frightening and frustrating, and this one is saying don't be afraid of the secrets or what you don't know. It has to do with your prosperity. It has to do with something physical, be it money, be it beauty, be it prosperity, be it work. Then I've got the Crow Oracle. Okay. Anything else from the Crow Oracle? Okay. Okay, let's call that good. Right. You realize I was just talking about fear and how we were getting this message of don't be afraid. And then we got fear right here. So fear keeps these ones all in line. This one's not afraid. This one's maybe had a whole process of coming to the scarecrow. This thing is literally meant to scare away that thing. That's what's meant to. And why is it meant to scare away that thing? Because there's treats and goodies and prosperity all in here. There's a lot of good stuff. And this is meant to keep this one away. But this one has conquered their fear. And it keeps these ones in line. But this one perhaps did some experiments. Perhaps the wind tilted and twisted this guy right here. And this one flew back afraid several times. There could be several attempts here to break free from the crowd, a breakthrough. That's the message. So this one has had a breakthrough by conquering its fears. There's fear, I've heard a couple different acronyms for it, which are sometimes helpful because when you are in a state of fear, no matter how dorky the acronym is, if you have it handy, it's going to help you. So fear is false evidence appearing real. So that's the acronym there. Or you can also do face everything and rise. Another acronym. So they are very dorky. But when you are in a state of fear, it can be very hard to remember all of your learnings, all of your everything that, everything we know about fear. Some people have said that fear is the greatest distraction on earth. It's the biggest danger that there is here is fear. So it looks like somebody is conquering their fears and is taking some pretty bold steps and may have taken their time getting here, may have taken their time conquering those fears. But they have. And what do they get? They get a lot of rewards. The prosperity lies ahead, just beyond this fear. And I don't know what that means specifically for you in your situation, but we've definitely had 2 cards of fear and conquering the fears. And then we have perspective, seeing things from a different point of view. Seeing things upside down. Maybe your fear is to see things from someone else's point of view. You didn't want to do that. You don't want to do that, but it's really good for you. Some people see everything from other people's points of view, so it can feel very dangerous to do that in a very healthy way once you learn not to take other people's word for it or see the world, see yourself through other people's eyes. This perspective, a different perspective, a unique perspective on something. Maybe there's another way of viewing, all this that you don't know and can't see. Maybe conquering this fear gives you a new perspective, and you can see, you can get at something different. You get a different result, right? When we're in these habits, who was it that said that? Well, lots of people have said it, but maybe it was Einstein. Like, if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to get the same results, right? So it's the known, it's the familiar. Our significant other does this, we do that. It's a known pattern that we have. But once we can see it from a different angle, see it a different way, we can break out of the pattern. Once we respond in a different way, do something different and unique that we haven't done before, we can see the response, how they respond to this different pathway. We would like to create a different pathway. Do they want to create a different pathway with us? Or are we talking just now the paths are diverging? So it is important to experiment, and maybe you're afraid of stepping out of how it's done. You're afraid of stepping out of the routine, no matter how unhealthy it may be, no matter how unhelpful it may be. You might be worried about trying a different way, trying a different response. So you've always responded like this person does this, you always do this. And this is maybe looking at a different way of doing something, a different way of approaching a problem in a situation. It could just be like having a different perspective of what's going on. There's a lot you don't know about, so that leaves room for our imagination to kind of get work itself up into our biggest fears, and let fear take control, let fear take the wheel. And that's not, helpful. So maybe if we have to have a story made up in our mind, maybe we make up a better one. But seeing things in a different way, different perspective. And maybe something's closing off, and the perspective you need to have is that something new is starting, because those all happen simultaneously. Okay. One more shuffle of the tarot. All right, let's do a new start with this. Maybe it'll relate. We'll see. I'll just try to read it. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, 2 bonus cards from the bottom of the deck. Sun, clarity. This sun is usually the happiest card in the deck, but this one always just says clarity. Could also have to do with us just having had summer solstice or something that happened around there, but there is clarity. This sun is coming in as an ending, like a sunset. Maybe it's a sunrise. And then 10 of Cups, also a concluding energy. This is also typically one of the happiest cards in the deck. Everybody's getting along. All the forest animals are happy. It's triumph after difficulty. It's got all the little animals from this deck in it. They're all together. And that's what it usually means, is a collective triumph. Yay, we did it. Yeah, we've got raccoons giving each other 5 here. All the animals together. Excited, happy. Yay, we did it. Clouds clearing. That seems clear. A lot of growth here. All the guardians together. Happy. So these two together, clarity and happiness. This is beautiful. Okay. Now, from the bottom of the deck. Oh, wait. I cut the deck. From the bottom of the deck, 6 of Wands. Could this reading get any better? We've got victory. We've got lemur victory. Your victories, everybody's victories. Like, rest on your laurels, literally, is what this is saying. Receive this. It is your moment to receive something. It's your turn. Everybody gets, everybody has successes. from time to time, and we celebrate everybody's because we know we have one coming. We don't need to be jealous or horrible about other people's successes because we are going to have our own. And how do we want people to respond when we have our successes? So there, and then again, I get this sense of guarding somebody's success. They're looking out. They have succeeded as a group in elevating this one person. So it's almost like a lot of energy has gone into elevating a certain situation, a certain scenario. And so what I see in that is often what I see in this is like when an actor does really well, the whole show benefits. Like everybody now wants to see the show and everybody benefits. So whether that's a play, a musical, a TV show, whatever, when one actor is really standing out and doing a great job, everybody benefits. So yeah, and if that happens to be you, don't shirk that. Don't be afraid of this podium. Past, present, inner landscape, what's at issue? Environment, to-do list, possible outcome. Oh, wow. Okay, we have 3 people here. 2 9s, no, 2 10s, 2 9s, 8. Interesting. So there's people here, which we already got that from the 10 of Cups coming out all by itself during the shuffle. Okay, let's get reading. 9 of Cups. You did something and you're really proud of it. It turned out really well. It's you by yourself and you did it. Yay. This is I did it with the 9 of Cups. 10 of Cups is we did it. So I did it. You did something in the past. It turned out really well. You should be proud of it. You know what? This is not the first peacock I've seen today in my cards. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, seeing something, being seen. And I mean, that's interesting that the peacock, the eyes of the peacock are meant to, the peacock feathers are meant to depict eyes, seeing things. But the whole point of it is to be seen. Like the peacock's getting seen here because he needs to find a mate. And we find a mate by being seen because they can't find us if they can't see us, right? So and then not that finding a mate is all important, but the biological imperative is to reproduce. It's a basic biological imperative. So we have to find another to reproduce with. We can't do that unless we're being seen. So it just goes back throughout a thread of needing to be seen in order to fulfill the species directive goes all the way back through evolution. So I wonder if rocks need to be seen. That is a silly question, I know. I'm just amusing my own brain here. So 9 of Cups. Oh, yeah, cups. A lot of emotion. Pentacles. Swords, wands. Well, it's all here. We have everything. So 9 of Cups. It's like seeing and being seen. As somehow your accomplishment was seeing something all the way through and also being seen. So both of those you're very proud of. There's a trophy aspect here. And then in your current situation, we have Queen of Pentacles. So this can be an actual mother. We can take these seem like literal people to me. The Pentacles, when we have a Queen of Pentacles, a King of Pentacles, we have the Page of Pentacles, mother would be the Queen of Pentacles, a literal mother. We also had this like Taurus thing, a literal, something very physical, something in the real world. So an actual mother perhaps, but we also have this Queen of Pentacles, a celebration of she's got a key too. I want to say gratitude. Usually the Queen of Pentacles is looking at her next steps. But I'm seeing so much gratitude as being the key to something. abundance, talk about being seen. This cow, and the Nine of Cups, the peacock thing, there's this strong productivity vibe here with the rabbit. It's also reminding me of the celebration called Pongal, which when I was in India, it was a celebration in the village I was at in about, well, it was once a year, and gratitude for the cows and everything they brought them and all of the wealth and abundance that they brought them. They would spend a day decorating the cows, painting them, adorning them with flowers, and we have several florally adorned cows in this deck. So there's a sense of, and then that to me is talking also about the celebration of the physical body. So that's what I'm saying, is there's a sense of a celebration of the physical body, gratitude for everything it brings to us, because we really can't be here having any of these experiences without our body. And of course, we're in this situation right now where hating our bodies and nitpicking on them and criticizing them all the time is sort of part of our general culture. But to me, this cow adorned with flowers and a crown is talking about really honoring our physical body and all that it does for us and all that it can do for us, and the fact that we are in it brings us all these other experiences. So we don't need to be quite so nitpicky. We can celebrate our bodies and adorning the bodies too. So yeah, there's this crown, there's this queen, very queenly energy, sort of, I want to say astrological queen here. But typically the Queen of Pentacles is someone who's looking at the next practical step. So hold on. All right, so Queen of Pentacles there, mother. And then what sort of talks about the mother, or even the body that births something or brings something into existence, the portal between non-existence and existence, which every biological mother is for somebody. Page of Pentacles, the child, the actual child. This is something that you're thinking about. This might be a child that you have already, a child that you would hope to have, some kind of child in your life you're thinking very hopefully at. And this Queen of Pentacles is looking at this child. There's something very emotional though here about maybe you want a new job too. This would be like a new start is coming and you're wanting a new job or a new situation or a new way to make money as well. Page of Pentacles can be anybody who's new to anything physical, like a job, or they're new to having a car, or they're new to existence itself. There's a very practical physical element with the Page of Pentacles, and somebody being new and just sort of learning how to navigate with that new physical thing. So maybe you're wanting a new car, you're thinking about something very physical and actual, and looking forward to that. This Page of Pentacles, we see so much potential for this page to acquire more skills, more abilities, more dexterity. But right now, as we're seeing it, we just need the first little bit here to fall into place. So this Queen of Pentacles is looking forward to perhaps a new job, a new way of making money, a new something new in the physical world, or even a new child, a new coworker, a new situation. What's at issue here is Nine of Swords. Anxiety about things. Nine of Swords is typically like, ooh, gosh, we've got that mother energy here. Anxiety over somebody or something, over the safety. And in the reverse, in the upright, it's more like worries and fears that are not very well grounded. Nine of Swords in the reverse can go either direction. Either there are things that are keeping you up at night that are worrying you. Remember the night. Do not be afraid of the night. Do not be afraid of the dark. And this Nine of Swords typically takes place at night as well. that somebody's safe in bed and somebody's worried. So it's usually the same person. They're literally safe in their bed, but they're also worried. But here we have the mother's taking on the bulk of the worry while the child's just sort of snoozing through the whole situation, which seems to be pretty normal, especially with the mother-child vibes here. So the mother could actually be worried for real reasons. There could be actual reasons that the mother's worried here. Or we could be letting go of the fear and worry. And I realized that by saying that a mother or a mother-like figure could be worried for real reasons, then that sort of negates the rest of it, of letting go of the anxiety and the fear of that's being taken care of and that's being released. So being released of these fears for perhaps your children, your worries about a project that you've started. It could easily be a project because it's always the same metaphor. The mother is giving birth to a project, a child, a new situation. There's that whole process where a lot of work, a lot of labor has gone into something, and then it emerges into the world and it has a life of its own. So, so mother or not mother, this could be a project. This could be a project that you are birthing, bringing into fruition. Could be an actual child. So there's a sense of worrying less about it, perhaps. Yeah, because this Queen of Pentacles is very intently looking at this Page of Pentacles, which could be a new coworker or a new child or a new project. You get it. So the Nine of Swords, worried about having thoughts, difficult, painful thoughts. Those are, you're being released of those. Those are lessening. And then we go to Ten of Swords. Nine of Swords to Ten of Swords, Nine of Cups to Ten of Cups. So accomplishing something by yourself, yay, we did it. We accomplished something together. All of our accomplishments together created something greater. And then this Nine of Swords to Ten of Swords, which we like this. We have an 8, 9, and 10 of Swords, which is a lot of intellectual learning, progression, moving forward. It's a nice little stair steps of learning this and learning this and learning this. It's almost like a junior year. Someone's a junior in some sort of learning situation. So we have a Ten of Swords, what's going on in your environment, the end of a very difficult situation. And yet again, we have a mother bird who has had a loss. This is a kind of a gruesome card, is mourning the loss. Ten of Swords, though, is about a healing process that's coming in. Actually, I would like to read this one. Hold on. Okay. Basically, Ten of Swords in most decks is that the situation is over and done with, and maybe there's one last final blow you have to endure and deal with. There's one more frustrating thing, and then you can start recovering and healing from that. This is what I was wondering, if this was talking about the cowbird and the warbler. The yellow warbler is often the victim of the imposing cowbird, who sees an opportunity of passing off the job of parenthood. Over time, the warbler has learned to create a barrier of grass between the cowbird egg and its own eggs to ensure that the cowbird does not hatch. So what will happen is the cowbird plants their egg in the warbler's nest, and the warbler ends up feeding somebody else's child, feeding somebody another being. They're not actually like the and their energy goes to not to raising their young, but to someone else's. Now, in human relations, that's actually really beautiful when we take on other people's children, but there's a willingness to it, not a sneakiness to it. So this Ten of Swords talks about like sort of a, yeah, if there's one thing to be said about the Ten of Swords, it's once you hit bottom, once the deed is done, it's over and resides in the past. And replaying of the anguish will not be at the hand of the perpetrator, but rather your own. So like something happening and you just remember it over and over and over again. They're like this Nine of Swords, as it's in your mind. So it feels like with the Nine of Swords in reverse and this in the upright in your environment, it feels like, yeah, some crap did happen. Maybe someone usurped your throne or took something from you or something like that. But that was a long time ago or a bit ago. And you're replaying it in your head as if it's fresh, as if it keeps going on. But there's the opportunity for healing if you can just get your headspace into the right space. You can have this healing. And it looks like something, so the combo that I was getting from this card, it looks like something really did happen, maybe part of your relationship with your children or with children and parents or grandparents or something like that. Something did happen. You have been worried about it, but there's a sense of you can stop worrying about this now. So 8 of Swords, though, is actually more directly addressing that. So we have another Swords. These are all about thoughts, words. So someone may have said something very hurtful to you, and kind of, I feel like, stolen your energy in a way. There's a sense of stolen energy that is coming to an end. And either you're ending it and like, this is not going to go on anymore, or someone, and you can do that by, distancing yourself from someone who has poor boundaries, something like that. Or it's just, usually there's like the situation itself is just coming to an end all by itself. So 8 of Swords. Oh, and what I want to say is it's not because the cowbird stopped laying its eggs in other birds' nests. That's going to continue probably for the duration of their existence. But it's because this particular nest, the cowbird was kicked out of this nest. So this is not because the cowbird stops their behavior, but because of some sort of external thing that happens, that ends it. So 8 of Swords is just deal with your anxiety about this. Look into your anxiety. Again, we have this like, do not be afraid. The fear card coming up over here. Do not be afraid to look directly at what it is that you are fearing, what it is that's keeping you up at night, these fears in this 9 of Swords. So it's like, maybe something maybe something did happen. Maybe there were words, but don't keep replaying it, right? We actually already really just covered that. Don't keep replaying it. Don't keep, really deal with what's going on in your mind. The 8 of Swords is a sense of helplessness to move on, a helpless feeling. So you're really going to need to wrestle with why you're here. Like, if you want to take the next step on a project, why do you remain in this place? Why are you feeling stuck? Because you're not actually stuck. There is a sense of seeing and being seen. It's very fascinating, actually. Your perspective. Yes, your perspective. And you're looking out onto the world and your perspective on things. And then other people looking in and their perspective of you. Right? Because it looks like this is your eyeball and you're looking out at the world through this eye, and the world, these owls known for sight and wisdom, are looking in at you. There's a strong like being seen vibe here and being inspected vibe. And I guess there's part of it that has you feeling a little helpless or a little bit stuck in a situation. Is maybe you're being carefully observed all the time, and you're frustrated and you feel a little trapped in that. So your to-do list is to really explore where you feel stuck and where you feel trapped, and to understand, it's kind of the same vibe as the 10 of Swords, to understand that your mind and your thoughts have something to do with being trapped. Like, the book went on to talk about being a damsel in distress here in this 10 of Swords, of just continuously retelling this story. And that is a part of healing, is to continuously retell the trauma that happened to us. And hopefully you can do that with a professional that is getting paid to listen to it, because your friends do have limited capacity to hear the same story over and over again. So it's being seen and seeing all at the same time, though. And this repetitious thoughts keep coming through here, and the need to break through. So what are you getting out of these thoughts? What are you getting out of feeling like you're a victim? Because if you don't feel like you're a victim, then maybe something's your fault, or maybe you have more control over the situation than you want to admit you have. And you'll have to take action or not take action. And then your possible outcome, Queen of Cups. So another queen, a deep emotional vibe. Again, this is like a mother vibe, a relationship. It's very introverted. So it's almost like you're doing a deep dive, but you're not really talking about it. You're not necessarily meant to express these feelings. Let your actions show your feelings. I don't think you're really meant to bring them out into the open. You're meant to explore them. And then we have the crab here again. So there's this strong mother vibes too with this crab, because the Cancer is very associated with mother relationships. But yeah, there's this deep dive here and this emotional work and introversion. You're not talking about what you discover and what you find and how you feel. Which is very strange, because I just said you would, and maybe you will. But this is very internal. It's really interesting because we have the Pentacles, but so many cups too. The Nine of Cups, the Ten of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Nine of Swords, the Eight of Swords, Ten of Swords. Yeah, and there aren't any court cards of swords, which would indicate talking about it and actually engaging with the discussion, right? And so here we have this lack of communication too, or not communicating. Look, it's almost the same. It's like, keep your dissatisfaction to yourself. If you're dissatisfied with something, maybe you're dissatisfied with your kids or with somebody, but it's about keeping it to yourself. I don't think that means you can't tell your therapist or somebody, a trusted friend, but it's almost like you don't need to talk about it with everybody or with certain people. Okay. Well, I only wanted one anyway, so. Grasshopper spirit, take a leap of faith. Wow, that is just the opposite direction of everything. So take a leap of faith. Maybe that is like getting a different perspective or seeing something from a different perspective, right? The perspective here is so interesting, of seeing something from some other perspective. Are you the creator, the created? Like this has these two perspectives, from your eyes and from the eyes of others looking at you. So I don't want to like overemphasize what this looks like to other people, or in fact, I want to unemphasize that. Like, this is super internal. This doesn't have to do with what other people assume about your situation or anything like that. This has to do with how you see your situation, how you see something painful that's happened to you that's caused a lot of anxiety. But there is a shift in perspective that's happening here. What this is doing here, we do have a new start is coming, and we do have a leap of faith. So you're not really, this tarot reading doesn't have a lot of leaps of faith. It has a lot of internal work, dealing with your fears, dealing with any fears you might have of I can't. And maybe that's what's going on. A new start is coming and you're taking a leap of faith and you're having to deal with this whole swirl of fears and anxiety about whether you're good enough, whether you can do something. This whole situation coming to an end, and maybe it's left you with some trauma and some PTSD type symptoms, or something that you need to really work through, something that's happened in your past. And also with great leaps forward, there are these fears, right? You can't jump off a cliff without being a little afraid. It's not fun if you're not a little bit afraid, right? So, I mean like a safe jumpable cliff, not a killing cliff. So you're definitely dealing with a lot of your thoughts about, and we got this don't fear. So, and just there's so much do not be afraid, and there's so much of you experiencing a lot of fear. Including the fear of leaping forward and the fear of a new start. So, medicine of the Divine Mother. We have like so many mother and child and mother. There's a lot about mothering, and maybe that's the metaphor, maybe it's real about a literal motherhood situation, but there's a lot about mothering. Choose your divine medicine to feel grounded and peaceful. Yes, that's going to help with all of these stored internal thoughts and feelings. Your morning walk, daily prayer, or yoga class, your time to dance each evening or meditate, do an oracle reading, or sit quietly with a cup of tea and reflect upon what you are grateful for in that moment. Oh yeah, the gratitude was coming in very clearly with Queen of Pentacles. Simple daily routines done with awareness allow you to feel my love for you. So there's a lot of ungrounded energy here, but stick with your routines, especially anything that provides you spiritual support and a sense of groundedness. Now, yeah, I'm not very routine oriented, but I have found a few things that I like to do on a daily basis that make me feel like my day is, I'm ready to meet my day now. So doing things like that, anything that helps keep you grounded in what appears to be like a whole new unknown situation and fears around it. So, all right, I hope that was helpful. Thanks for joining me, and we'll talk again soon.